As students face more uncertainty this school year, concern is growing over how it will compound the learning that students lost during the height of the pandemic. Tonight, in our Fox 26 In Focus series, Maria Salazar takes a look at math education and what's being done to get kids back up to speed.
How many times are we going to read the problem? 2 times. So let's read.
It may be years before we fully understand the extent of the learning loss experienced during the pandemic, particularly in math.
And I think starting with the commissioner throughout the whole system, there's a recognition that this is a 3 to 5 year type of work that we need to do to really get kids caught up.
Because we added how many 10s? 5.
The START test scores showed dramatic decreases. In district where less than a quarter of the classes were held in person, the number of students who met math test expectations dropped by 32%. For schools that had mostly in-person learning, math rates declined 9%.
Without that practice, there were skills that started to revert, and then there were some skills that we just weren't able to really maximize.
Tamika Atley, an academic team lead at Dekaney High School and Spring ISD, says those skills include problem solving, analytical thinking, and collaboration.
What was the value of the little block? 1.
Beyond the test scores, a 2020 study by the University of Oxford found students who stopped taking math classes at 16 had lower levels of a brain chemical in a key area involving reasoning and learning compared to those who did not. As seen here, the greater the chance of lacking math education, the less concentration of that brain chemical. Atley emphasizes this is not a time to pump the brakes.
When you're in a race and you're starting to lose, you don't start pulling back, you push forward.
This year, the district began an extended school year program at 2 of its campuses. Francis Bugarin, student support specialist at Hirsch Elementary School, says there's also a focus on the professional development of teachers,
so that they're really equipped with what they need to do in the classroom.
Outside of the classroom, Atley and Bugarin stress practicing math skills at home is simple.
Everything that we do is math.
Like analytical and problem-solving skills. Atley says she's a mother of 5.
I find myself asking my children to talk. What do you mean? Explain that to me. Say that to me a different way. Those are practicing your analytical skills. Problem solving is when they come to me and ask me, Mommy, can you do this for me? Or Mom, can you help me with this? Well, tell me what you would do.
If you have more than one child, Atley suggests letting them work together, like she does with her 12th and 4th graders.
Because then that 4th grader is able to go and use those skills in his 4th grade classroom. But what you don't realize that you've done is planted a seed, so when he gets to it in algebra, he's also seen it.
For younger kids, Bugarin says he always starts with making sure they understand the purpose.
So they need to see the connection of that real world to what they're learning.
They stress it's not so much about practicing arithmetic, but those life skills that encourage learning.
But if you continue to practice those problem-solving skills, then when you get to the classroom, it's so easy for us to tie that in.
We have a list of math resources, including free online tools and programs around Houston on fox26houston.com under Fox 26 in Focus. Maria Salazar, Fox 26 News.